Hello everyone, welcome back to 2 Point Campus and the channel in general. So, since our last episode, I've done a little bit of off-cam work to fully flesh out and develop the campus in its current state. And I'm going to go through a few things that we've made adjustments to. So we're going to just drop down here. We have our first battleground outside on this little courtyard. Then we have a lecture room, the library, student union, and a student lounge. A private tuition room, our medical lab area, treatment room, another lecture theatre, and then in here we have some totally barren staff rooms, training rooms, and a research department. Over on our other side here we have our showers, some dormitories, another toilet block, more dormitories, then a couple of food and drink kiosks here. We have an unhappy student, but that's because I demolished everything and started again before beginning these 2-star objectives. We then have our jousting area and another battleground, then another jousting area and a battleground, and our dragon tower right there. So we have space. We've got some nice decorative items that have been put in, just responding to the demands of our student. We have an artillery request here. We're going to put that in one of our battlegrounds, just that one though. And there we have a level 5 battleground, jousting field, and medical office needs to be completed, and we've done that now already. We have to win 3 jousting tournaments, have 80 students on campus, and develop 10 new romances. We're just going to actually schedule in a jousting tournament right now and see if we can actually win it. We don't have a lot of cash, so we're just going to need to be careful with how we manage our finances. And yeah, let's hit play and we'll see if we can start getting that student happiness back up. We just need to give them some stuff to do, some entertainment, a few more food kiosks, and actually I should probably hire in another assistant. Ideally someone who can work. We've got one here. Norman, we'll have you just managing food and drink kiosks. Excellent. Right, we had an invader in there when they were trying to watch that romantic film. Unbelievable. So I think a coffee stand's going to be a good idea. And actually what we'll also do is we'll get our next club in. It'll be the Power Nap Club. So we can have them sign up right here. And then we'll start bringing in a couple of extra bits and pieces for them to deal with. We need to train 3 staff members. So let's make a start on that, eh? Let's start training. We'll train Aldo Pyramid in the next level of security. We'll then queue Angela up to train in night school a little bit more. Annabelle will also train in night school a little bit more. And then we will also have... Did we have someone who was... Yes, Warwick Mayonnaise, private tuition. Let's get him training up a little bit. We can queue more. We'll queue Lucy in there, and we have Roy Nosh, who's trained in aerodynamics, but we'll also train him in happy thoughts. And did we have another one? Norman was trained in happy thoughts, so we'll also train him in aerodynamics. Right, okay, now we're kind of getting somewhere. We've already won 1 jousting tournament, so we're going to immediately schedule another one. Oh, look at it. How cool is that? Is this an invader here? They don't seem to be doing anything. They're just kind of standing there at the moment. Anyway, we dealt with them. They want a princess dummy in the battleground. We'll put it in the small one out here because there's plenty of space there. Oh, we won the jousting tournament. Oh, they must have just been doing like the end of tournament presentations. There's a lot of litter here, so hopefully our mechanics will come in and clean that up. The love trumpet has been requested. I'm going to put that in this student area here. Schedule that in. Can we schedule 2 at the same time and try and get them both out there by the end of the year? Yes. Okay, right. That's 2 jousting tournaments scheduled, and then we should have that finished. Then it's just more students and more romances to develop. Let's have a look at what we can do to boost the romance then. Entertainment. Where are we? Potentially precious relationship items. We'll put a love bench down. We'll put it kind of next to the coffee place, I guess. One there. One there. And then we've got another love tree bench type thing, which we can put in here. I'd actually thought about putting some of these food and drink kiosks right next to these doorways because it seemed like a nice area to put them in, but the layout for these things is so weird, I don't really like it. And I think in future what I'm going to start doing is creating separate campus buildings that are essentially little food courts. But yeah, we're putting a few vending machines, water coolers and benches and stuff in. And I really like this early phase of playing games like this where you're learning how everything works and what works for you and your own style of building. It's very much like Planet Zoo, I guess, or maybe End Zone and stuff where you're kind of learning how the general layout of things works and what's the most efficient kind of placement for items and stuff. But we're just throwing everything in and seeing what sticks, I guess. And that's something that I really like about the early stages of these games until you get your system developed. We're doing pretty well in our third jousting tournament. We've already won 2 of 3, so that's good. What have we got? Everybody's looking a little bit tired, I guess. Look at the energy levels are dropping and people have toilet and drink needs and stuff. So we really need to find ways to address these issues with happiness. There's another research project there. That one's another one that just brings in a bit of money. And we could look into these to help us solve our debt crisis that we're in, but I really want to make sure that I'm getting my training station upgraded as quickly as possible so I can train my staff quicker, more efficiently. I guess, rather than having such a huge surplus of staff, which we do have here, if we just have better trained staff, it's going to be a lot easier for us to manage and we'll be able to manage on a smaller staff, footprint, I guess. Let's have a look at our training room again. We've got another one completing their private tuition and it's the end of year coming up. We've won 3 jousting tournaments now. We've just got the students on campus and romances. These are all kind of stuff that's just going to happen residually, so it's just a case of riding out the year for our next student intake. I'm going to book in some more events and here we are, end of year. So we've got a 100% pass rate with 19 graduates, 45 continuing on to next term, 2 clubs, with book club being the most popular. Good environment attractiveness and room prestige, a fairly good year. So we've, well, yes, okay, well done. We've won all of the jousting tournaments, thanks Blackguard. We need 2 more battlegrounds, 2 more jousting fields, 2 more lecture theatres and another night school teacher. So we've got a lot of development to do and I think we're going to have to take out some loans to facilitate this because we are way down in terms of the financial footprint that we're going to be investing in this area. So let's have a look. We're going to probably take out that plot, just having a quick look around other areas that we can go to, but these all look they're a little bit far away from the rest of the campus, so I think this smaller area is going to be the best one to go for, and the buildings that we put in here are probably going to have to be pretty basic based on the amount of money that we've actually got. So these are going to be very low in terms of their prestige. We've already got the large loan. We're going to have to take out this middle-sized one. So we already can't afford the expansions that I want to do, so everything is going to have to be the bare bones basic room that we can possibly do with the lowest prestige we can actually attain for it, and just putting in the basic stuff that you need to make the room actually usable. So this lecture theatre is tiny. What am I? No, that's not how you build, Lee. Let's duplicate this one. And we'll put in our door on the opposite side, and that gives us another lecture theatre. That's that done. Okay, next step, we might as well hire our next night school teacher. We'll bring in Tiglada. Doesn't really matter because the 3 of them, I probably should have checked out their attributes, but I really just want to carry on with expanding here and bringing in some money so that we don't fail, basically, because at the moment I wouldn't consider this to be a successful campus. Let's get our next jousting field built, and these are expensive. The general layout of the thing is expensive. It's an expensive room to build, and you need them to be fairly sizable, so they do have a large impact on the amount of land space that you have. But we'll cope, and then we'll duplicate this one. See, we can't even afford to duplicate it. Oh man, we're not doing well financially. We're going to have to take out the 3rd and final loan and hope that this stretches, because if we can't afford to build all of our rooms and we have to start the new academic year, we're going to be in a little bit of trouble. I mean, I suppose we could sell some of the other rooms and downgrade them, but I don't really want to take a step backward. I'd hate to kind of be doing this little loop of taking 2 steps backwards just to go 1 giant leap forward, if that makes any sense. So we're going to put the tiniest battleground in and duplicate that and slap them right next to each other. Right, that's that done. Okay, let's start our next academic year. We don't have enough student intake to take us over, so we're going to have to upgrade this course. Thankfully, we don't actually have to build any more rooms. So we'll have 81 total students on campus next year, and that brings us up over that. Now we just need to develop those romances by increasing the happiness of the students, which then fosters those abilities to create connections. And that's just my guess anyway. You can see the dormitories are already getting packed again, which brings the accommodation rating down. Now, based on the number of beds, we can only have 10 students in each dormitory, so we're going to need to work on that. 5 of 10 romances complete. We're almost there on the 2 stars. Little bonus, some cash and kudos there from a little mission we've completed. It's time for some more training, I think, so we'll have Caleb Plop upgrade his aerodynamics, and then we'll move on with some other bits and pieces. We've got all the litter stacked up, so maybe we should get some more janitors in. And look at that, loads of stuff needing repaired. We definitely need some more janitors. We've got Arnold Sandwich here, who's got a level 6 in mechanics. That'll help us with upgrading machines, but I want him for aerodynamics, so he's a bit quicker. We'll duplicate this dormitory because we want to get the amount of people in those dormitories down. That'll increase the happiness with those rooms. I've left a little bit of space here for development as well. Extra mission to get some knight's knee cured. And we've got 8 of 10 romances now, so we're going pretty well with that. We should have 2 stars done soon enough. We've got invaders here as well. We have a little bit of a financial issue here in that we're not making a lot of money to further our development. I'd like to get more dormitories put in to reduce the capacity of those rooms. If we have a little look over here, when I can click on the damn thing instead of clicking on items that are in the room. They can only take 10 in there basically because of the 2 beds we've got, and they're overcrowded at the moment. So the decoration isn't good and it's affecting happiness, as you can see here. Low energy, low food, needs hygiene, loads of stuff that we need to do. So maybe we need to duplicate our showers as well. We're going to duplicate another dormitory here though. That should bring the overall number across our dorms down. It was at like around about the 16 mark there. We want to try and pull it down as far as we can. That should take it to about 13. Another one, next time we get some money in, should solve our issues. And over in this area, we're going to put a few vending machines while I have the money to do so, because we want to get those food and drink needs met as much as possible without building too many kiosks and having to take on more staff. So if we just fill the place with a bit more vending machines, we should be okay. We've dealt with all of those invaders, still 2 romances to go. I think we should have that completed pretty soon. See what else I can upload. There's another vending machine I can get, and the ramen kiosk. I'm going to get that. That was something that was demanded quite a bit. So we'll put that one in. We'll just plop it down here for now, and then I want to put another coffee stand in. Again, we need energy. Maybe it's time to get that power. Well, we've got the Power Nap Club, so that should be helping things out as well. Lord Blackguard's here for a visit to investigate student relationships on campus. I'll put those kiosks there as well. That looks a little bit better, and we'll bring in another assistant. Comic timing, that's a good one. And is there anyone else we can bring in to work in the coffee shop? Okay, yeah, aerodynamics, that'll do. And we can also give them specific roles as well. I've already done that with a few. A romantic film, we'll put that on. Oh, there we go. We've done it. 2-star objectives complete. It must have been the idea of a romantic film being on that pushed us up to that last relationship level. Next up, win the Grand Joust, campus level 20, average student happiness of 75%, and A-grade night school students graduating. Let's train some more staff. We've got some that are ready to upgrade various levels and stuff. I think we had about 10 ready for training. So we're going to put in some money into that. We'll get aerodynamics upgraded here. And Caleb Plop will give you happy thoughts. So if we have these assistants trained in happy thoughts, comic timing and stuff, it's going to keep our students happy, give them extra little bits of perks here and there. Aerodynamics is always good as well, so that our staff can move around the campus quicker. They've got a lot of ground to cover moving from A to B, so it's probably important that we boost those levels. Isla Flavor will have her as aerodynamics as well, because security, they want to be moving fast through the campus to catch our invaders. And yeah, pretty happy with that. We've run out of money pretty much, so we're going to schedule in our Grand Joust that we need to win. We'll get that knocked out early in the year, and then we won't have to deal with it later on, and we can just focus on those other objectives. We'll put in a student lounge party to increase the happiness. of our students, and then we'll have a look at what else we can put on in the lecture theatre, because it's really interesting looking at the rewards you get. So energy, happiness, learning rate from sci-fi. We'll do sci-fi when money allows it, actually, so we'll just not put anything in yet. But it's interesting the extra perks you get for putting those events on. I haven't looked into that properly yet. I want to put in our second private tuition room in this building. We're going to need that because we have a large course intake now, and we're going to be adding another course at the turn of the new year. Probably general knowledge, because it's a one-year course and it brings in a nice healthy profit year on year, and we can hopefully start eating away at those 3 loans that we've got taken out. We've won the Grand Joust, we have a good average student happiness, we just need to push that campus level up and graduate students. I'm just going to have a quick check at our student happiness. It's pretty good all round, but we have a few here, mainly year 2s and 3s, who aren't particularly happy. We've got a few of them that we can have a look at, and we're looking at bored, rusty bulge, bursting for the toilet, and filthy. Well, you are the only one who can go to the toilet and have a shower. I can't do those things for you, so come on, man, get on with it. We'll have another visit coming in for an inspection. Our showers need repaired, but we have 2 shower blocks and 2 toilet blocks here. You can easily go when you go back to the dormitories. I don't really understand. What's going on over there? Are they stuck? Oh no, they were just getting changed. Oh no, it does look like they're stuck. I have no idea. Did they just queue for those showers when there's plenty for them to use? Maybe we've got like a pathing issue there. So this student is threatening to leave. They're bored, they have rusty bulge, they're bursting for the toilet, and they're filthy. Once again, do those things yourself. I can send you to the medic, though, to cure your rusty bulge. Ah, that sounds awful. I've said that so many times I didn't even realise how awful it sounds. Loads of litter. Come on, mechanics, janitors, whatever you are. Get in there and clean up. I'm going to duplicate this student lounge now because we have a one already and the student union, but they're pretty much at capacity. Oh, we can't put it in because it's end of year and we're getting some awards. What have we won? 100% pass rate again, 30 graduating, 51 continuing, 64 student relationships, 61 students in our 2 clubs. Sarah Trout's done really well on research this year, and Warwick Mayonnaise has done well for extra tuition, good environmental attractiveness, and a decent average rating for our prestige levels in the rooms. So let's finish putting in this student lounge, and then that'll give the students more space to relax, chill out, and have fun, which will in turn increase their happiness again. And we need to hire another teacher. That one's research based down there. I think I'll take that one on. Even though we don't need them, but we can put them in and put them solely working on research. And that'll give us a nice little boost and help us get those projects done as quick as possible. Let's have a look. Can we add a new course now? I think it's probably about time maybe to put general knowledge in. Ooh, money wrangling's a new one. Again, courses I need to have a look at because it tells you what rooms are required and what extra bits you can add here, like assignments and things, and what rooms you might need for like extra curricular activities and things, which is really useful to know. So it's probably a good idea that we put that in. We're going to get our general knowledge course up and running, and we will upgrade it as high as we can go so we can get a huge qualification level and a nice intake of students. We need to hire 3 general knowledge teachers. We only have Ivy McBoatface here, so we'll bring her in, and then we'll wait for another applicant to come in as well. Xanthi Shaker. Oh, Layla Bilge is another good research one. We could have brought her in, but never mind. We'll get one more applicant in, and then that'll be our 3 teachers hired for our general knowledge course, which is due to start in the new year. And then hopefully Vladimir Factory. What a name. I hope he has the work ethic of an entire factory. Let's start the new year, and we are 2 levels off campus level 20. 8 more graduates with an A grade in night school. So we're going to have more students coming in. As you can see, the students assigned to those rooms are going up, and the accommodation rating is dropping pretty rapidly. So we're going to have to duplicate some dormitories yet again. We'll put that dormitory there, and that should bring the number of people assigned to those rooms down a little bit. Yeah, we're on about 13 now. Accommodation rating has gone up somewhat, but we do need to boost that a little bit more, probably by expanding one of the buildings we currently have. This one, definitely. We can't expand the other one. Okay, we have an issue here where... oh god, we're going to have to be hiring another janitor, I guess, to repair this room, because basically this room needs to be repaired within 53 days, otherwise, I don't know, people are going to fail that course, or we may even fail the level. Anyway, they're in there repairing, And you can see like how necessary it is to make sure you either A, have enough staff to cover all of these issues, or B, have more highly trained staff that are able to do multiple jobs on the go. We also failed to catch all of Blackguard's invaders there as well, only getting about halfway, so that's pretty frustrating. Anyway, let's expand this building. We can probably get it to about here, and I'll just confirm that, and then we can now duplicate the dormitory again. Well, I can when I get some money. We're almost at the end of the month though, so that should come in soon enough. And once we get another dormitory, and that should bring the number of assigned students down again. I'll try and get 2 in. I think I should be able to fit a second one in. There we go. We'll copy this one, put it in there. Excellent. What does that bring us down to? 12, and the accommodation rating goes up a little bit more, 69%. Nice. That was another good report from Roderick. Can fit one in that gap there, I think. Duplicate this. Should just squeeze in. Not there, obviously. Yeah, I can just about fit it in. It's not the best placement, but it works. We'll put it there, and then we'll move our crazy taxi machine up to that hallway there, and there we go. Right, that brings us down to 10, and the accommodation rating shooting up to 83%. Excellent. That's exactly what we want. So that'll impact our student happiness, and now all we need to do is have our graduates come in at the end of the year. It's been a good one. It's been a nice learning curve, actually. And again, as you go through these like first levels and stuff, more things kind of open up and you learn a little bit more about the game. One thing I have learned is to not build too much at the beginning. We can think about upgrading plots of land and buying more of them so that we can expand this campus further in the future. Obviously, I'm not going to be doing it beyond the 3-star levels, but it would be nice to kind of come back every now and then and design some really aesthetically pleasing ones once we finish the main campaign. Obviously, I've not been able to do that in the other playthrough of 2 Point Hospital because I'm so far behind. The game has finished, all the DLCs out and everything, and I just want to do that playthrough. We may come back and do some little random ones where we build extra bits and stuff and make things look really cool, and I'd like to do that here, and I can do that here as we get more stuff added to the game. I'll probably finish the campaign, hopefully anyway, before the first DLC comes out. You can see here though, we've got a lot of F grades, so we're going to need to do something really drastic to stop people from failing the course. We've only got 3 months left, so we definitely need to work on that. At least we can look at our A grades. Let's just filter this by 3rd years only, and I'll see how many A grade students we have going towards the end of the year. A lot, basically, so probably enough to take us over and finish off our 3-star objectives, and that's really good. And we just need to make sure that those F grades are turned into at least a D grade. One thing I do want to check is if I add more stuff to the library, does that increase the amount of capacity in the room? As in, like, if we have more machines and stuff for students to use, does that then increase the room capacity, or is that derived from something else, like the general size of the room? Because we may need to build another library or extend this one in future. I've at least got those night school bookcases in, that should help people, and then a couple of computers, so you can see it doesn't affect the room capacity, which is worth noting, because we're then going to have to consider putting in more libraries, maybe libraries for specific subjects like I did in one of the earlier levels. But I'm pretty happy that we've only got 2 F grades now, so people have been putting in the work, possibly because I think that grade was affected by the broken lecture theatre. I didn't actually check what courses were in there, but we're going to train some more staff members while we're on here, and I should probably have finished this level very soon. It's literally just a case of waiting for the end of the year, I think, and making sure our average student happiness is good. Let's have a look. We've got another one here, Kylie Beetroot, who's good at private tuition. Let's bring her in right near the end. Oh, never mind. It's the end of the year. Let's hope those F grades turn into Ds, at least. We lost $96 this year. What did we get this academic year? Well, obviously everybody passed, because that's our 3-star objectives complete. We've unlocked the helmet display, and we can have a look at what awards we won. $30,000 reward and 200 kudos. That'll let me unlock some more stuff. 731 kudos I've got now. Time to get spending. Look at all those graduates. What a wonderful end to the year. Let's see what awards we won. 100% pass rate, 99 graduates, with 21 continuing on to the next term. That's really good. 44 student relationships. We win the King of Hearts Award and Queen of Clubs, Esther Gold, Rising Staff Award, Warwick Mayonnaise Senior Teacher Award, Campus of the Year. Okay, we did really well there. And this one was a lot of fun. I think this is probably my favourite level so far, purely for the look of it and the cool courses that we were doing this year. So we did end up with D grades there, which is really good. Though, well, it's not, but they weren't F grades, they didn't fail. So, happy with that. Obviously, you can see we've got more to do for the next year, but I'm going to leave out there. And thank you all again for watching. I will see you for the next episode of 2 Point Campus, or whatever else you watch on the channel. Goodbye.